what are the immediate stories that you're going to experience based on all of these new eyeballs seeing this truest version of self? All right, beautiful souls, welcome back to the You Unlimited podcast. I am so incredibly grateful that you are here. And I can't wait to dig into today's topic because it was a really powerful topic that we dug into with my mastermind ladies. And it's all about the visibility ceiling. So when you think about how you're letting yourself be seen, whether it is, because I know that if you're tuning into this, you are one of those magnetic people. Like when you walk into a room, people are drawn to your energy, right? Like tune into that. Like when you walk into a room, because you are a high vibrational being, people are like, I want to know her. Like, who is she? You are dynamic. You've got all these things going on, like all these things happening in your life that you've cultivated. And there's this beauty that you've created in your life. And that is such magnetic, potent energy. And so think about how that is when you walk into the soul aligned room and you're being yourself, how magnetized people are to you. Now, there are probably spaces that you also know that you're not letting yourself be fully seen at that capacity, right? Because those are the rooms you walk in where you're like, oh, it's an entrepreneurial event or it's a spiritual event and it feels like me and I can be myself here and people are magnetized in. But maybe there's a part of you that's not letting yourself be fully seen online, right? Where you're like, oh, it's kind of like the filtered version of me or like the watered down version of me or the politically correct version of me. When there's a version of you behind the scenes that actually cusses, that likes dark humor, that loves astrology, that is actually incredibly smart, that she's not actually letting those parts of herself fully be seen, right? Or there's different friend groups where you're like, oh, I can be me totally here, but I can't really be that way with this group of friends or even maybe with my partner, right? So I want you to tune in to the fact that there are visibility ceilings that we place with it, like on ourselves, based on stories from the past, based on things that aren't serving us. And so it's really powerful to just close your eyes for a minute. Not if you're driving. If you're driving, just let yourself tune in. But if you're not driving, let yourself kind of close your eyes and tune in to this experience of saying, okay, let's take the online world for a second. If I let myself be completely myself, completely me, and I put it out on the internet, like I would send, it's kind of like a message I would have sent to my best friend. If I put that on the internet and all of a sudden it goes viral and tens and thousands of people start looking at it, what are the immediate stories that you're going to experience based on all of these new eyeballs seeing this truest version of self? And I want you to really tune into that. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in fear. I'm like, oh my gosh, all these people can't look at me, or like I'm embarrassed, or I'm too much, I'm too big, I'm too this, I'm too that. Or what if people find out I'm not as smart as I'm trying to think that I am, or I'm trying to show that what if people think I don't actually have all my shit together, right? Because I'm actually showing like a human part of myself and people are going to be like, whoa, she doesn't have her shit together. I can't pay this woman. She doesn't know what she's doing. What are those stories that immediately come up when you let the realest part of yourself be seen? I'm holding space for that. So the beautiful part about that is think about a time when you were younger that was the first time that story clicked into place. Like, what if everyone finds out that I'm not enough or that I don't actually have my shit together? And that's the part of you that needs to be healed. Because I just did this with my mastermind ladies where we were talking specifically about the visibility wound and the visibility ceiling that we don't even realize we're placing on ourselves. And so we went back to that moment in time. We started to really clear that energy. We did some soul retrievals because when we move through trauma, and it doesn't just have to be this big, bold trauma that we're like, yes, of course that's trauma. It could be something really quote unquote little that felt traumatizing at the time, that felt incredibly embarrassing at the time. That is still a version of trauma. And so I want to validate that little girl, that little version of you that moved through that experience. So we went back into that experience with the ladies and we did some soul retrievals, which is basically the part of our soul that we left behind in that experience through embarrassment, through fear, through I can't be myself, so I lost myself in that experience. And we did this beautiful soul retrieval exercise, and then we allowed ourselves to start to shift and cleanse and clear all of the stories that were living there. And it was so powerful to witness all of these women, what they were coming back with, the stories that they started with, the fears that were coming up for them around, can I really let myself be seen online? Can I really let this friend group see me completely? And so we went in, we cleared that energy, and all of a sudden, this beautiful blueprint started coming online around like, I feel like me again. We started integrating these parts of our soul. And so it was really powerful because I was doing the exercise with them as I was going in. And as I was going in, it was like what I was noticing was this version of me, this like 6th, 7th grade version of me that had won all of these awards in middle school. And I remember going on stage and like, it's like I'm getting the math award and the English award and the choir award and all of these awards. And all of this like internal dialogue was coming up like, oh my gosh, what if they figure out I'm really not that smart? What if people think I'm a fraud? What if I don't actually know what I'm doing? And all of this internal dialogue was coming forward. Like, what if I really am not enough as I'm getting all of these awards? And what I realized was after I moved all of that energy, all of these fears of not being enough, of not having my shit together, of feeling like, what if people think I'm a fraud? Like I shouldn't have gotten this award because I'm really not that good. When I moved all of that and we moved through this beautiful soul retrieval exercise, what came through afterwards was like, I went back and I rewrote that memory where I was experiencing all of this fear. Like I could see her body physically like closing. It was like her shoulders were hunched. She was like, taking these tiny little steps onto the stage because she didn't want to take up that much space. And it's like, I noticed her body relax. I noticed her have this like beautiful, cool and calm and collected energy. But what I noticed too is when she accepted the awards, at some point she's grabbing the mic and she's like, you know what? I just wanted to say thank you to all of my teachers that supported me behind the scenes. I want to say like I'm so grateful to Miss Maudie, my, algebra teacher that would sit down with me in between classes to help me understand what it was that I didn't fully understand. Like I could not have done this without you. And I want to say like just thank you to my parents for holding that space. And it was really beautiful because what I did was I noticed this version of me that was trying to be really small, that was like, what if people find out I'm not enough? The second I moved that energy, I realized it was like, what is that version of me like now? Now I'm present. Now I'm paying it forward. Now I'm appreciating the people around me that got me here. And the version of me that started out thinking, oh my God, what if I'm a fraud? What if I don't have all my shit together? Is now literally telling the audience in a very human, beautiful way, I didn't have my shit together. I had to have Miss Maudie sit down with me in between classes and help me. And still, through that process, because of that process, I was able to get the A that I got in this class and this award. And so it was really beautiful because it's like I turned it on its head in this experience. Instead of saying like, oh, I don't have my shit together, that's a bad thing. How did I make that the best thing for me? And that was reaching out for help, learning that it's okay to raise your hand and say, I don't know. It's about celebrating the fact that I'm human. And as I was speaking into the microphone, I was speaking to hundreds of other humans and how they felt seen and heard through me sharing that. It wasn't like, oh, I've got it all together. I've got all of these awards. Like, you don't know what you're doing. It was like hey guys, I just want to say I'm so grateful, first of all, that I want to pull a Snoop Dogg and say, I want to thank me for showing up and saying like, I need help, right? Like we all get to pull a Snoop Dogg and say, I want to thank me for a second. Like that's really important. And I really want to thank the people that took the time to sit down with me and help me understand these topics and to celebrate, these gifts that I get to give back into the collective and things of that nature. Like when I think about choir, I love singing. And so when I was in choir, it was like I was able to like lean into just singing with other people and trying out alto and soprano. And like my teacher was like helping me broaden all of these things, like these harmonizing ranges and all of this stuff. And I remember being like so grateful to her for working with me with this gift that I was given and then expanding it. And it was like because I had the audacity to sing out loud, right? Like that's scary. That's scary for a lot of freaking people, myself included. And so it was like the fact that I was like, okay, not only am I going to raise my hand, am I going to sing solos? I'm going to say like, I don't have it all figured out and I want to learn how to expand my range and how to harmonize. And I want to learn the different vocal parts and all these things. And so getting to really pay that forward and to really claim like, guys, I don't have it all together and I'm actually celebrating that was a very empowering moment back in this visualization. And so what I'm bringing forward for you is I am such a stand for the fact that any entrepreneur, anytime you're trying to build anything, anytime you're trying to be more visible, anytime you're trying to increase your revenue, anytime you're trying to increase your impact, anything that you're trying to expand into, there has to be a healing component to it because we have ceilings, we have these gaps, we have these spaces where we're trying to go to, but we're capping what's possible for us. And we're trying to slap a new strategy on it and just say, oh, maybe if I just, buy some targeted ads and maybe if I just, copy what this person who has 1 million followers is doing and just do it that way. But wait a minute, it's working for her, but it's not working for me. Your energy is blocking it from working. There's a fear within you that says, if 1 million people see this, that's actually going to feel very scary to my nervous system. Let's unpack that. Let's understand that version of you that's actually scared to have 1 million new eyeballs on you, especially when you're putting your artwork out, like the truest part of yourself and slapping a price tag on it and saying like, oh my gosh, not only is this like my truest like version of myself, this is my artwork and I'm trying to sell it for XYZ. Like that's very vulnerable for a lot of us, for all of us. And so it's really powerful when we start to tune in and say like, let me heal the part of myself that has fear of showing her truest, freest part of herself through her artwork, through her offers, through her business, through her social media, through her personal brand, and whatever that looks like. And so it's so empowering when we can start to really tune in and say, what are these blocks specific to me that's no longer serving me? And how can I really begin to start to move towards the thing that I desire most by clearing what's in the way? Because we're going to get little peeks over the railing and we're going to say, oh, okay, there it is. I'm super excited. Like that's the vision that I want that revenue, or I want that many followers. I want to create that much impact. I want to be able to give this much each year to this, incredible cause that I'm so passionate about. Think about all these things. We see the vision and then we hit the ceiling. And it's about how do we break through that ceiling? We have to do both. So with that, I cannot wait. There's something very soon coming on the horizon, and I cannot wait to share more about what that is. It's going to support you in breaking through all of the things that have been in your way. And I can't wait to bring that forward. So be on the lookout for something really special in the next 3 weeks. And this is going to be something that's going to help you break through all of the limitations, all of the limiting beliefs that have been in your way, all of the ceilings that are capping you from getting to that next level version of the vision that you see, of the space you want to play in, of the life that you desire to create. You're hitting something and you're wondering why all of these new strategies that you're slapping on it are not working. And it's because there's something energetically in the way. And I want to help you break through that. So be on the lookout in the next 3 weeks. I'll be sharing that here shortly. But in the meantime, I am sending you so much light and love. And I cannot wait for you to allow yourself to be more seen, to be more visible, to let yourself step into this next level version of self, to serve, to create the impact your heart and soul came here to do. And with that, I am sending you so much light and love. And until next time, mwah.